Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And in today's episode, the topic is, should Skip Bayless be called out for disrespecting Kobe Bryant? So that's the topic I want to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Also, make sure you go ahead and check out Dreamerspro Max, a place where you can go and start basketball discussions, chat live during games, so many other cool things. If you guys are interested in that, we have that linked in the description below. And also make sure you go ahead and click the join button to join the channel to receive loyalty badges from us. Let me get into this topic here. Now, first of all, as y'all know, I've always said that I'm a Kobe Bryant fan. He's my favorite player of all time. Kawhi Leonard is my favorite player playing currently. And I defend Kobe seriously because, to be quite honest with you, I've seen a lot of people diss Kobe Bryant over the years because people just didn't like Kobe or whatever it is, and they've done a good job destroying this dude's legacy. And now that we're beginning to gain some prominence out there, I'm going to do my best to try to help repair it, because I just think this dude was just way too good of a player to have people out there trying to make it seem like as if Kobe Bryant wasn't a man. So that's why I got to defend Kobe Bryant here. So yesterday I was minding my business, right? Minding my business, and I saw a segment on Undisputed. In that segment, there was a segment where they were asking the question, how close is Devin Booker to Kobe Bryant all time? And you know, when they do this thing, I don't know if they're doing this thing to really trigger people. I don't know if they're doing it because they're serious. I don't know really why they do this, but it's just something that the media does where they come up with topics where I think they do things to really just aggravate people and get people triggered and get them to click on a video and get them talking and get people up in arms, right? They did this segment, and during this segment, they were asking the question with a straight face, is Devin Booker close to Kobe Bryant? And I'm like, where's this? Like, why is this even a question? Why are you asking this question? Like, what is the purpose behind asking such a silly question, right? What is up with people out there always trying to crown players before they've accomplished anything? One of the major ones that we heard during the playoffs was when Stephen A. Smith said that Donovan Mitchell was better than Karl Malone because he had 3 or 4 great games in the playoffs. And we were like, what? Karl Malone, who's the second highest scoring player in NBA history, a 25 and I think a 25 and 10 guy for his career. Guy that took the Utah Jazz to multiple NBA titles, has a statue outside the arena, one of the top 50 greatest players of all time. And you're gonna say that after 4 or 5 games that Donovan Mitchell is better than Karl Malone? It's like, what is wrong with these people making these? Why do they say that? Now the new one is Devin Booker, how close is he to Kobe Bryant? So before I go too far, I want you guys to take a listen to the soundbite of them asking the question, Shannon Sharp giving his take on it, ultimately saying how ridiculous it was for this to be a conversation, how slick Chris Broussard saying that Kobe Bryant's a top 12 player of all time. I heard you, Chris Broussard, Mr. LeBron James lover. Mr. Let's push Kobe as far away as possible, so it makes him, because you're going to tell me there are 9 players better than Kobe Bryant all time? Y'all are bugging. So before I go too far, take a listen to this exchange, and then I'll get back into it here.
So I just need to know what we talk. We talk about Kobe at 25. Does people realize that Kobe at 25, what Kobe had accomplished at 25, Skip? Kobe had already been to 4 finals, had won 3 championships. Kobe was arguably one of the 2 or 3 best players in the NBA at 25. I don't think we're saying Devin Booker is one of the 2 or 3 best players in the NBA. Are we saying is he even top 10, Chris? Would you say Booker's a top 10 player right now? Because I wouldn't say he's top 10.
So I don't on the rise?
Yes.
Yes.
But Skip, I don't think he's close to Kobe, and I don't think he'll finish close to Kobe. That's not a knock on his talent, because I think he's phenomenal. But I think we're selling Kobe short now.
No, we're not. No. That's not happening.
Yeah.
By the way, just for the record, Kobe definitely was better than LeBron. Definitely. Well, you know that.
Stop.
I mean, come on. That's just, and I did like Chris's ranking. I agreed with Chris's ranking. But the point is, does Devin Booker have some Kobe in him? And the answer is yes, he does.
Yes.
And
Right.
I have always loved this kid's basketball backbone. He has clutch toughness to him. He's 24, going on 44 in maturity, and I don't know where it came from. He's got, as they say, an old soul. You watch him speak after the game, and it's like he's a coach, you know, like he's Monty Williams speaking after the game, because he's so in command of the perspective of what really happened in the game and what is about to happen.
Now, in that soundbite, first of all, you hear Shannon Sharp say, this is ridiculous. And Skip Bayless said, no, it's not. No. It is. It is ridiculous. The way Skip Bayless used to be offended when people will say, how you're going to put this guy in the same sentence as Michael Jordan, is the same way I'm offended by this whole entire notion. He says the thing that reminds him about Kobe is that, well, he's beginning to get confident. He has an edge to him. He's starting to get really good as a defensive player. Did you see how he was guarding players in one or two? I'm like, what? So, okay, first of all, let me first of all start this. For people that don't know, for people that listen to Nick Wright and all these other people tell you about Kobe Bryant, for the people that don't know, Kobe Bryant was the best player for about an 8 to 9 year stretch when he was playing in the NBA. You go pick the stretch, he was the best. Even Shaq said that this is the best player in the world when he was playing with him. That's number one. All the NBA players knew that Kobe Bryant was the best player when he was playing. The only person I've heard that said otherwise was Nick Wright. Nick Wright is the only person I've heard say that Kobe Bryant was never the best player in the world when he played. Nick Wright is the only person that I've heard say this. And you already know how I feel about Nick Wright and his basketball takes. That's one point. Another point is this. If Devin Booker reminds you of Kobe Bryant, why hasn't Devin Booker made any All-NBA teams yet? Y'all know Devin Booker didn't even make an All-Third NBA team this year. He didn't even make it to the All-Third. Y'all are talking about making fun of Paul George, calling Paul George Pandemic P. Well, guess what? Pandemic P made the All-Third NBA team. So if Paul George is Pandemic P, what is Devin Booker? People are crazy. Let me give you guys Kobe Bryant's career stats. Kobe Bryant for his career averaged 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 4.7 assists for his career. He's a 5-time champion, 2-time finals MVP, regular season MVP, 18-time All-Star, 4-time All-Star Game MVP, been on 15 All-NBA teams, 9 All-First defensive teams, 9 All-First, 3 second. He's been on 12 all-defensive teams. He led the league in scoring 2 times. He has the second highest scoring point output in the history of the NBA. That's Kobe Bryant's resume. Let me read you Devin Booker's resume. He's a 2-time All-Star. That's all. This the dude that reminds you of Kobe Bryant? What about him reminds you of Kobe Bryant? What about him? What's the thing? He doesn't play defense. He definitely doesn't have any accolades to show for it. If he gets his ring, good for him. He may not even be the MVP of the finals this year, but whatever. Okay, a dude that's never made an All-NBA team, never led the league, nothing like that, and you're getting ready to say he reminds you of Kobe? What about him? Because they both have afros when they were. What is the thing that reminds you of Kobe Bryant? And we gotta stop saying silly things. People lose credibility when you make statements like this. But here's my reason why I believe Skip Bayless always has these ridiculous takes about Kobe Bryant. Here's why. And then he says, oh, well, we all know Kobe Bryant was better than LeBron James. So help me understand something. If you think Kobe Bryant is better than LeBron James, which I believe he is better than him, was a better player at the peak of their powers, you're telling me that you believe Devin Booker is going to be better than LeBron James? What? What are we talking about here? Like, what are we talking about? And the only reason I believe that Skip Bayless is doing this is Kobe Bryant. I think this is the reason I've always believed it. Reason why he never ranks Kobe Bryant high. I think he has him number 7 or whatever. Is because he wants Kobe Bryant as far away from Michael Jordan as possible. Let's rank him 8th. Let's rank him 9th. Let's rank him 7th. Just as long as he's not close to Michael. Kobe Bryant ain't better than Magic Johnson. Kobe Bryant's not better than Larry Bird. He's not better than Larry Bird. Y'all are bugging. Charles, everybody knows this except these new age people and Skip Bayless. Devin Booker does not remind me anything of Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, number one, is a champion. When you compare players to other players, first of all, someone always gets devalued. But in this case, you're watering down Kobe. Kobe Bryant is a 5-time champ. Kobe Bryant is synonymous with winning and a high level of excellence, making all NBA teams, making all defensive teams. What about this dude reminds you of him? I don't see it. There's nothing really that I see. Okay, he has a mid-range jump shot. So many players do. So what's the point? DeMar DeRozan has a mid-range jump shot. He reminds you of Kobe too? What are you talking about? So I think we got to stop this. I think it's ridiculous. I think we got to stop this, and I'm glad that Shannon Sharp said it's ridiculous. No, it is ridiculous. There's nothing about him. There's nothing. What's next? DeAndre Ayton reminds you of Tim Duncan? Like, what are we talking about? Like, I think at a certain point, we got to stop with the foolishness. And Skip Bayless, you're wrong for this. That he reminds, what about, you see, he's beginning to get good. There are dudes that already are good. What are you talking about? And when people were saying a few years ago, oh, Kawhi Jordan, you know why they were comparing Kawhi Leonard to Michael Jordan? Wasn't because he played similarly to him. They had similar moves. Wasn't because, you know, he could play great defense and he's a defensive player, although he had the accolades to go with multiple All-NBA teams. So at least it was more plausible. But Kawhi Leonard also was a champion, and he was doing all of those things, and he had a track record of excellence. Devin Booker didn't even make an All-NBA team. Is Devin Booker a top 5 player in the NBA today? Is he a top 10? What are we talking about? I can name you 10 players right now that are better than Devin Booker. 10 that are better than Devin Booker. Let's name them. LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, Stephen Curry, Luka Doncic, Anthony Davis, Giannis Antetokounmpo, James Harden, Kyrie Irving. Who else am I missing? There's somebody else I know that I'm missing. I would put Devin Booker in the Bradley Beal category. That's where I would rank him. Those 9 dudes I just named for you are way better than him. I would even say Jason Tatum is better than Devin Booker. And y'all are talking about this dude reminds you of Kobe? What about him? You know how many people Kobe Bryant inspired? You know how many things Kobe Bryant said to how many players? Like, yo, we got to cut this out, man. I saw Devin Booker playing against the Clippers in round 3. He ain't lock up nothing. Nothing. I never saw him guarding Paul George. I never saw him guarding dudes, locking dudes. I've seen Kobe do that. He wasn't guarding anybody. And you're talking about, well, he's beginning to get better. What? Lord, let him get better. Then we can bring up the comparisons, please. I just think people are crazy. So these are my thoughts. Now, some people may say, well, you were a bit overzealous when your takes, because it's called passion. When you see Shannon Sharp out there about to break the glass table, it's because of passion. I think this is patently ridiculous for you to compare Devin Booker and say it's absurd. There's no argument for it. So those are my thoughts and opinions on this. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.